Wichita, Kansas, 1974. A quiet suburban morning is shattered by the discovery of an entire family brutally murdered in their home. No witnesses, no clear motive, and the killer vanished without a trace. Over the following decades, a shadow creeps through the city, striking without warning, then disappearing again. He called himself B.T.K, bind, torture, kill. A name that would haunt Kansas for over 30 years. This isn't the story of a monster hiding in darkness. It's the story of a man who blended in perfectly. A father, a husband, a church leader, and one of the most terrifying serial killers in American history. He lived a quiet suburban life, a family man, a church leader, a city employee. But behind the mask of normality hid a sadistic killer who taunted police for decades. This is the horrifying true story of Dennis Rader, the BTK Killer. Dennis Lynn Rader was born on March 9, 1945, in Pittsburgh, Kansas. He was the eldest of 4 sons in what seemed like a typical American family. However, from an early age, Dennis showed disturbing tendencies. As a child, Rader was fascinated by bondage and control. He would fantasize about tying up women and developed a dark obsession with power. He also tortured and killed animals, a chilling early sign of a future serial killer. Despite these behaviors, Rader appeared normal. He served in the U.S. Air Force, got married in 1971, had 2 children, and later worked as a compliance officer and church council president in Wichita, Kansas. No one suspected that the man leading sermons on Sundays was secretly planning and committing brutal murders. Rader began his killing spree in 1974. He gave himself the name BTK, short for bind, torture, kill, which described his horrifying method. The Otero family, January 15, 1974. Joseph Otero, 38. Julie Otero, 33. Josephine Otero, 11. Joseph Otero Jr., 9. Dennis broke into their home and murdered the entire family, leaving behind a disturbing crime scene. He later wrote about it in graphic detail to the police. Catherine Bright, April 4, 1974, age 21. She was stabbed multiple times and strangled. Her brother Kevin was also shot, but survived and described the attacker, though no arrest was made. Over the next 30 years, Rader would go on to kill 10 people, all in the Wichita area. His victims were often women, stalked and selected based on his fantasies. He sent taunting letters to police and newspapers, detailing his crimes, demanding attention, and claiming responsibility using the initials BTK. In 1991, Rader suddenly stopped killing. For over a decade, the case went cold. The public and police thought the killer had either died or moved away. Meanwhile, Dennis Rader continued living his double life. He raised his kids, attended church, and even worked in code enforcement, where he issued petty citations for overgrown lawns, completely unnoticed. But in 2004, on the 30th anniversary of his first murder, BTK resurfaced. He sent a letter to a local newspaper with photos, crime details, and a copy of a victim's ID, proving he was back. Rader's need for recognition ultimately led to his downfall. In 2005, he asked the police if they could trace information from a floppy disk. Police told him no, a lie, and he believed them. When he sent a disk, investigators quickly found metadata linking it to Christ Lutheran Church and a man named Dennis Rader. Surveillance, DNA testing, and a sample from his daughter confirmed it. Dennis Rader was BTK. He was arrested on February 25, 2005, outside his home. In court, Rader showed no emotion as he described the killings in graphic detail. He pled guilty to all 10 murders and was sentenced to 10 consecutive life terms, the maximum allowed under Kansas law. Nancy Fox, 25, 1977. Maureen Hedge, 53, 1985. Vicky Wegeler, 28, 1986. Dolores Davis, 62, 1991. Dennis Rader remains in prison to this day. A chilling reminder that monsters can wear the most ordinary faces. He wanted fame, he wanted fear, he wanted control. But in the end, the mask slipped, and the man who called himself BTK was revealed, not as a monster from nightmares, but as the man next door.